Hey, what's new today? Welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin, and I just wanted to show you what's new to my channel, what's new today. So, as you know, with the coronavirus pandemic, a lot of us have been staying at home and doing things like working on the house. But this is one thing I've been dying to get back into. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on RC cars and how much I missed it. So, this is what we're going to cover today. It's the Traxxas E-Revo. So this is my E-Revo. I actually bought this about 2 years ago. Almost close to 3 years ago now. So it was a lot of fun. I do have several other cars. So about 10-15 years ago, I do have a micro RS4. I do have the original Mini T, the Losi Mini T, and I have an RC18B. And those three cars I have over there, so we can go over that in a different video. So this is my E-Revo. I bought about almost 3 years ago now. Put in the batteries, the Traxxas batteries that I had for it. And I actually bought a second battery. So I do have two of the stock batteries that come with this vehicle. Both Traxxas, as you know, they're both 7.2 volts, and how many voltages? 1200 milliamps per hour. So I have two of these. Only problem is, with two packs, nickel metal hydride, they are kind of heavy. So without a brushless system, I do have a brushed E-Revo. When I was at the store and I saw it, there was only one on the shelf, so I bought it, thinking I can go brushless any other time. So these two packs in it, they're kind of heavy. Well, just the one pack, it didn't last very long. Speeds were kind of disappointing when you're used to brushless, especially in the 18 scale. Those just fly. So I did have a LiPo pack. I do have a 7.2 LiPo pack. I also had like a 3-cell LiPo pack. The 3-cell and the 2-cell, they both actually ran out of charge. So it totally drained it, just sitting on the shelf. Sitting on the shelf, yeah, that's not good. You got to keep track of your LiPos. I know they can be dangerous, but time to time I would charge it. But I guess this time around it just discharged so much that it lost power. So hooking them up to any of my RCs, I thought maybe the transmitters are bad, the receivers are bad, nothing was working. All I knew is that they all worked before I put them on the shelf, except for the original Mini T. I have a Mamba 25 brushless in that. I also have a brushless Mamba 25 in my RC18 buggy. The Losi, I knew there was something wrong with it. I had to switch to a metal or aluminum transmission in that because it was just basically blowing out gears too many times. I adjusted the slipper and I just hear all this scraping noises, and I took it apart, put it back together, so that was defunct. And because it's hard to find parts for that now, I can't get it up and running. So I actually put that Mamba 25 into my my new Losi Mini T 2.0. So I will do another video on that, show you what I got in there. So this is my E-Revo. I bought it 2 years ago, like I said. I ran it for a while, and then I tried to put the LiPo on this. So I made the mistake of not practicing my soldering. So, what can go wrong? Well, of course, when I soldered it, I did not solder it well, and it actually shorted out my ESC. So the 2.5 ESC on this fried. I saw smoke coming out. I put the original, I tried to use the Traxxas battery to get back, to see if that would work, see if it was the battery, or if it was the ESC. Turns out to be the ESC, so I know the ESC fried. So I bought a new ESC. Practiced my soldering, soldered it on, turned it on, nothing worked. So, being out of it for 10 years, not using my RCs, I was just basically rusty. I let this sit on the shelf for 2 years. Got back to it when I saw a lot of the YouTube videos, so I just wanted to get back into RCing, so I took it back out. Clearer head, clearer mind, got nothing to do because of this pandemic. Basically, I just looked at my receiver and check my plugs, and sure enough, basically I just had to put the plugs in the right place, servo into one, ESC into two, You know, like they say, what is it? 1 to turn, 2 to burn. So I guess that's good advice. And sure enough, it worked. I had soldered in new Dean plugs on it, so I got a new male one on it. When I put in the new LiPo, because I did have to order new LiPos. Got some max amps. So I got an 1850 here. It's a good size because I knew I was going to use it on my Traxxas, and definitely for sure I knew I was going to use it for my 18B, Team Associate 18B with the Mamba. So I knew this was going to fit in the 18B. I knew that was running, so I got this. And I could also use it for this E-Revo. So the E-Revo, that replaced the E-Revo battery. So I've used it through this, and it does really well. So I do have a 3-cell LiPo battery. It's a small one because I wasn't sure if I was going to use 3-cell LiPos on this Traxxas, because a lot of people say they were, breaking stuff and everything. So the 3-cell that I did order, they're basically for the Mini T, the 2.0. So I got an upgraded 2-cell LiPo, 7.4 volt. This one is an 860, and then I got a 3-cell 430. So 11.1? Yeah, 11.1 430 milliamp per hour. It's small, but this is the only packs that I know for sure that Max Amps had told me would fit in the Mini T 2.0. You could, I mean, you could probably find a pack that's probably wider. I mean, it could be a little bit taller too. Because that's a new platform for me, I could order something later on by modifying the tray. I do use Velcro on mine, so with the Velcro at least it holds it down a lot better. So it does. I mean, this 860 is thicker, of course, because it is larger milliamp per hour. But I've yet to actually put this through my Mini T 2.0. I used this today, the 7.42 cell in my Mini T, in a parking lot. I went to the skate park and the parking lot. 2.0 Mamba 25 is a handful already. Even off the throttle, you gotta roll it in, and I'm only using like quarter of the throttle on my Flysky GT3B remote, and I think flies already. I mean, I'm looking for new tires when they come out with this platform. I can't seem to find any tires that'll hook up good enough. I do have some min pins coming in. As soon as they get in stock, but I ordered it. It's on back order and it's coming in. So when those come in, we'll see how they last. But with my experience with min pins, I had that on my RC18B. Min pins don't last long. I mean, especially on gravel. That'll just wear out real quick. But I do plan to use it on softer ground, of course, like grass and dirt and things like that. But I'm trying to find new tires. At the time, I think I got some tires that are similar to like these, where they're more off-road tread, and I got that on my RCB now, and they hook up really well. But back to the E-Revo. So this is my E-Revo, and within the last 2 weeks of watching YouTube videos, and watching some YouTube videos of there's a guy that's has his E-Revo called Jester. So I've been following a lot of his points and mods that he's done, and I've either done them or I'm about to get parts within the next few weeks to do most of the things that he's done. So let's go over some of the parts that I've done today, and one problem that I encountered while bashing today. So this is a picture of my car. Let me just focus in on this. So this again is my E-Revo, and so these are the parts that I kind of put in following Jester's, and I think he calls his E-Revo Jester. So this is basically what I've done. Got some light in there. So I did upgrade the steering of the servo to a Savox, and yes, it's so much quicker. This Savox servo is so much quicker. It's a lot stronger. So had no problem putting in that servo. It's basically just taking out these nuts, these screws here, putting it back in, taking out this one of the bolts here, or nut screws here, and then putting it back in, and you're one and done. I mean, you can do that within half an hour, if not quicker. Another simple thing that I've done, and it nothing to do with electronics, but it's so much quicker, because I hated every time that I worked on this E-Revo, I hated taking the pins out. Take it on, take it off, take it on, and smaller things are so hard to get to if you got big hands. I don't know if I have big hands compared to you guys, but I did the Velcro mod, so it's so much easier. A lot of channels show with their mini Revos or MERVs that they've done this. So yeah, it's so much quicker. You just put it on and you're done. You got your car done, and it's quick. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. So I can just put the shell on and put the make sure that the Velcro's on, and it's done. Take it off, you just rip off the Velcro, and you got your body. I do have another body that's coming in that I got off eBay. So the body that I got is actually called the Zebra. So I got it off eBay pretty cheap. I think they're like $20, and it's already painted. I'd like the J Concepts bodies. I have that on my Losi 1.0 that was painted, but the J Concepts bodies are pretty cool. But I didn't have, I don't really have all that much time to buy the supplies of painting it and doing my own body, the colors that I want. If anything, if I were going to do that, I would probably get like a truck body. I think there's like a F-150 truck body out there that I would probably get, because I kind of like the truck shape. But yeah, I don't have any paint at all at this time, so I just bought what was on eBay. So that was simple. I have a Zebra. It's basically in white with black stripes on it, and hope to get that sometime this week and put that on. And then I'll do an upgrade or another video to show all the things that I've put on this vehicle since this video. So I did buy a better remote and transmitter, because all the ready-to-run vehicles that I do have come with the stock radio and the stock receivers. So I did not want to have a whole bunch, or I do have a whole bunch of transmitters. So in order to get rid of the abundance of transmitters, I bought this. It's the Flysky GT 3B. So a lot of good reviews on this. A thing that I liked about it is that it's very affordable. So I was surprised, back 10-15 years ago, transmitters are expensive, and they still are. Some of those upgrade or high level ones, $500 and up. But I don't race. Basically, I just bash. So it's an affordable way to connect all your vehicles with just one transmitter. Got this off of Amazon, and it came with two receivers. So there's one in a box, and they give you another one. So I ordered a third for just $10 more. So I have them connected to 3 vehicles. I have it to my RC18B. I got it on my Mini Losi 2.0, and I got it on my E-Revo. So as you know, and you can watch videos on this GT3B, there's a bunch of things that you could do. I do like the LCD. The LCD is an easy way to see things and make adjustments and visually see the adjustments and increments go up and down. It's easier than using a dial, where basically you just gotta turn the dial and see if the changes are made. But at least with the LCD, you can see the changes that you make. You can control up to 8 cars. You can control up to 8 cars. This is your voltage, but yeah, you can change up to 8 cars. So you can scroll to the model, and then you can select which one. So basically I have 3 right now. So I have my Losi 2.0, I have my 18, it's not T, but it should be B, my buggy, and I got my Revo. So that's what I have connected to this so far. And I love the radio. It's very affordable, very easy to hook up, easy to bind, easy to make changes and adjustments to it. So along with that, this is my receiver that comes with it. don't know if you can see that, it's blurry or not, but this is the receiver that I got. The antenna is kind of short compared to the factory E-Revo one. The E-Revo one did stick out of the body. It's basically short enough where I did the mod that Jester did. I'm sure a lot of RC fanatics out there and people are doing are just taking a lighter to the plastic antenna, bending it to shape and keeping it there. So it's a good mod to do because everything is contained within the shell. You can put your shell on and it's all encapsulated in the shell, and it looks so much cleaner. Even when you crash on the ground, it doesn't drag your antenna or anything, so everything's inside and it looks so much cleaner. So I like the clean shape of it. So the things that I did put on it so far, I did put an RPM front bumper. That's pretty much, I'll see how that does. I do have some other parts that's coming in that'll replace this bumper, but I mean, the bulkhead still kind of flexes because it is plastic, and I think that's a good thing, I guess. So it's not rigid enough where it won't just snap off. At least there is some give, and that's very good. So have that on it. I did put on some RPM A-arms. So I have upper and lower, front and rear. So I do have those installed. Okay, so first time bashing aside from my street. So basically on my street it's just basically a runway. It's not a dead end street, but there's enough room where I can go up and down the street. Bashing with this or running this on the street, I had no problems. You hit a curb or two, but that's fine. But today was my first day at the skate park and a big parking lot at the park. So today at the skate park, I was going over some jumps at the skate park and it did really well. It wasn't until I got to a point where I picked up too much speed and I couldn't stop it in time, and the A-arm here, the lower A-arm where this pin or screw is, it hit a corner. So when it hit the corner, it hit pretty hard. It still ran. I just flipped it over and started running it again. But the next time, I don't know if it was a jump or if I hit something again, the carriers that I have, so I do have front and rear, well, just front. I have front RPM carriers here, and they're plastic. But I'm not sure if that original impact on the lower A-arm deformed the plastic of the carriers. So when I was running it, whether or not I hit a bump or a jump, this tire actually popped off and was flopping. It was basically almost horizontal. So the impact that I hit on the bottom A-arm, it probably deformed the hose. So the retention of the joint here isn't very good. I can run it as long as I don't hit anything, but I guess if I jump or hit something hard, it pops out. So if anybody has any comments or suggestions on how to fix that, whether I got to replace them or just take it apart again and bend it to shape or whatever, just let me know in the comments. I want to get that fixed. I'm not sure if aluminum carriers are the way to go. I figure plastic and the composite plastic are better because they're lighter, cheaper, and easier to replace. But if you think these carriers are done for, let me know in the comments. If there's a fix for it, let me know in the comments. So again, I did follow Jester's, the truck Jester, and the mods that he's going. So I did put in the bushings for the servo. So under this front cover here, I did put in the bushings. So I have bushings upper and lower for the servo. Don't know if, I know it's felt smooth when I was turning it, and I'm sure with the turning of the wheels it's much smoother too, so there's less binding if there was any. But I do have more bushings coming in. Bushings that I have coming in are for the shock, I guess, retentions here, or retainers. So there's an up and lower, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8. So I have 8 bearings coming in for that. I do have springs coming in. I'm going to put black springs in the back. I'm going to put brown ones in the front. It was hard to find the springs, I guess, because E-Revos have been on the market for so long. Parts are getting harder to find, especially the hop-up mod ones. So I had to source so many different places, either going on eBay. I had to order the blacks off of Traxxas website themselves, so they're kind of expensive. I think it's like, well, whatever it is, it's cheaper if I got it off eBay if it was available, but the shipping, because I live in Hawaii, is more expensive than if it were on the mainland, so they're going to cost me a little bit more. So I have that coming in. I did have to order shock oil. You know, all these parts are getting off eBay or on the web because it's just so much easier and cheaper ordering off the website or through the internet, because here in Hawaii, people have to make a living, and there are not too many hobby shops in Hawaii. I live on the island of Oahu, so not too many parts that you can find in stock. So it's just easier just to order on eBay, wait a couple of days or a few days, 5 days or so, and get them in. You get what you want, and probably better prices than finding at your local hobby shop. So it's not a diss for the local hobby shops. There's one that I like a lot, and they help you a lot, customer service, but they just don't have parts. So don't feel like driving 8-10 miles to go to a place they don't have parts, where I can just get them off internet and have them shipped to me at home in a few days. So I did have to order 100 weight shock oil, because as you know, shock oil does, oh, I noticed on my car that it does bottom out. So it does on the back side especially, it does kind of like hit on the bottom. So I'm going to change out the shock oil and see if that makes a difference, and I'm pretty sure it will. And holding off on those GTX shocks, the aluminum shocks for now. I'll change the oil, see how it is. I mean, if it weeps, if it leaks and it goes bad, then I'll upgrade those. I know they're like what, 60 bucks, $70, but haven't had any problem with the 18 sizes, but of course they're lighter, so I know on this one, being a 16 scale, it's a little bit heavier. So yeah, I just want to get rid of some of that bottoming on jumping. So I noticed that at the skate park today. And the thing that I ordered today finally made the upgrade to brushless. So I got a Mamba 5200 kV motor with the Sidewinder 3 coming in. Ordered that off eBay today. They discontinued the 4600. I think everyone was mentioning that's the best for this platform, but they've been discontinued. So they say the 5200 is the next best thing for it. So I'm waiting to get that in. I ordered it today, and hopefully I get it by the end of the week. And then I ordered the associated shims. So I'm going to shim my differentials, like everyone said they should, whether you're stock or not stock. I'll take that apart. So luckily there's a bunch of videos and I can watch them, and I already watched it. It's a little time consuming, but it's nothing hard. So if you love the hobby, you'll do everything for your truck or your RC. So this is my video on my E-Revo. It's what's new for today. It's what I did, and let me know in the comments on what you think of my vehicle, what upgrades I should do, maintenance to look for with the brushless. I know I gotta check out watch my diffs. I am shimming it, so at least I got that done. But basically, I'm looking for better tires for not for street, but more for dirt and grass. I noticed that going over tall grass, it does hang a little because it's so low. But maybe a little bit taller tires. I just haven't found anything. Local hobby shop have the same tires I can get for like 30 for 4, which is pretty good. I think it's pretty cheap. I think that's what I see on the internet too, and it's less locally here without the shipping cost. But anything else that you think I should change on this just for bashing, let me know, and what you think of my vehicle. So that's what's new for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you like my channel, please subscribe, and look forward to the next video. All right, shaka.